light on when you're ready. There you go. All right. We call the work session to order.
Mr. Farley.
Here.
Mr. Grooms.
Here.
Mr. Ellis.
Here.
Dr. Houghton.
Here.
Mr. Rich.
Here.
Mr. Barker.
Here.
Mayor Goodwin.
Here.
We have quorum.
Okay. So, I just decide you want to try to keep up with this. If you want to just go through 1 and 2 and say keep, go away, put in the pile.
Works for me. So guys, we have a list, and everyone in the audience, we've got copies out there. So if you don't have a copy, check by the door. These are all of the recommendations. They're grouped according to the 4 kind of issue categories. So we have them numbered 1.1, 1.2, etc. We'll be referring to them that way throughout the meeting. And the last meeting we had on this, the mayor had an opportunity to introduce his proposals. The council didn't really get a chance to offer feedback or debate them or discuss them. So what we'd like to do tonight is just go through straight down the list to get a feeling for how council has responded to each one of the proposals, and hopefully at the end of the night, if not this hour, then after the budget meeting, we can end having discussed each one of these recommendations and at least roughly sorting them into move forward, further study, or don't move forward, so that we can get these drafted into ordinances and adopted. We're kind of stuck on this phase. We can't really draft ordinances until we know what you guys are willing to pass or want to pass, or how you feel about the proposals. So we can just start right with 1.1. This is limiting the future growth of short-term rentals to create a cap and not exempting 4% property owners from the cap. I guess really we should start with 1.2, which is making the cap. Let's see. Let's just skip down to 1.4. Because the cap kind of is the foundation for all the number ones. So recommendation 1.4, limiting future growth by implementing a cap on the total number of STR licenses on Folly Beach. We'd love to hear from council their opinions on a cap on the number of short-term rentals. As proposed, it's a hard cap at 900 rentals. That's slightly below 2020 levels. No properties would be exempt from the cap. That means all current owners, full-time or 6%, would be subject to the cap. So, any thoughts on the cap?
I think, you know, it's almost unfair to go through them one at a time, because it's an overall package that we're looking for. If we tighten up what's on the books and do some other things, you know, some things aren't needed, some things aren't needed as much. I personally believe, and I think after speaking with a lot of people and sifting through probably 1,000 emails, you know, everyone starting with livability issues, whether it's event houses, the fees, they want somebody responsible for it. So it's almost, and as we've all been speaking about, you know, in our own conversations, adding the fees and creating a staff is almost like a foregone conclusion. Like, we are at the point where we need to have a management program similar to Eric in the building department. When people build houses, they have a solo contact, they can kind of work through them. So if you do things like that, then I think you can hold off on the cap and evaluate it once this group gets together. But if you're not going to do things like that, you know, you see what I'm saying? There's something needs to be tightened up, but I think most of us are leaning towards a department and all that and doing away with the cap and testing that first to kind of enforce what we have and not have the cap.
Okay, so that's your opinion. Mr.
Yeah.
Barker?